Statement of compliance with the Sunshine Law. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required by law. Specifically, the revised annual notice was emailed to the West Essex Tribune and the Star Ledger on January 2nd, 2024. The agenda and resolutions for the meeting are available on www.livingstonnj.org. Certain portions of this meeting may be closed to the public for the purpose of personnel and/or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made and/or discussed in closed session will be made known to the public at a later time. Notice to members of the governing body and township staff: any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used. Am I up? This is long. It's too long. Shall be used solely for the purposes of township business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. To the extent possible, this evening's Township of Livingston Council meeting will be live streamed via Facebook at www.facebook.com/Livingston Township NJ. Questions or comments will also be accepted by emailing livcomments@livingstonNJ.org by 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Each speaker should follow the rules of order in Livingston Code Section 2-15. We'll stand for a roll call, sorry.
Councilmember Buctani?
Here.
Viera?
Present.
Klein?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt?
Here.
Mayor Anthony?
Here. We're going to stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, I had a chance to correspond with Eileen Fishman. She will not be here tonight for the Essex County update. We have no proclamations or presentations tonight, so we'll go to the approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes of the February 26, 2024 regular and conference minutes, as well as the February 26, 2024 closed session minutes.
Second.
Second, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right.
Motion to open the meeting for public comment on agenda items only.
Second.
Any opposed? Okay. Anything? Justin?
Hi, Mr. Mayor. Justin Alpert, 56 Amherst Place. With respect to Ordinance 1024 and 1124, I believe there are two recusals up here, correct?
Yes.
All right. So to the three non-recused members, there's nothing wrong with a conflict of interest. You recuse yourself. It happens in the ordinary course. But when a conflict happens, there's reason to do a deeper due diligence. And now it's just three of you up here, including one new member. You ought to retain independent counsel. This has been a disaster of a policy from the word go. We controlled 2 board seats on the YMCA, and they privately gave away the property to a Maryland LLC. That property would be invaluable to the township. You could build up commercial property there. You give kids from the high school a place to go to lunch. We were just talking next door about improving our business district. We have so many things on the Oval. It would be a wonderful commercial piece of property. Instead, we're selling off the the skate park. And you didn't include Exhibit C in the pack. Did they update their numbers? Because when the original Exhibit C was basically fraudulent financials. Can we put that up? Do we have the ability to do that? We really need to take a very close look at what we're doing there, and just, it doesn't make sense to give it away to another adult care facility. We know how the private equity is bleeding this community dry through adult care facilities. Why put up another one there, right in the heart of town? Why not use the property for something that would be actually benefit us. Would very much like to see the people who are coming in from Brightview actually ask for it and engage in a public conversation. Councilman Vieira would love to have your wife there to understand what happened in the process when this went out. Would love to have Rudy Fernandez back here explaining their thought process. As well, it doesn't even make sense for us to continue with this YMCA property. We might as well roll it into the Parks and Recreation Department. Why pay 2 fees for the pools, including the ones we're building? Why not build them together as part of indoor and outdoor facilities? There's a smarter approach here. Selling off the land and the skate park to a Maryland LLC in perpetuity does not make sense. Fraudulent financials, what's the point of asking for financials if you're not going to dig deep on them? Councilman Butani, you're new to this. Take a very fresh approach, please. There are 2 recusals. There has to be a fresh approach. Dig deep on the numbers. Very highly suggest that you get independent counsel on this for the 3 of you. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Justin. Any other public comment on consent agenda, on agenda items only?
I'll make a motion to close public comment.
Second.
Any opposed? No? All right.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, okay. Next, we have the final hearing on second reading of ordinances. Carolyn?
Ordinance 5-2024, amending Chapter 274, Streets and Sidewalks.
Mayor, may I make a motion to continue to table this ordinance 05-2024?
Certainly.
I need a second.
Second.
Any opposed?
Mayor, you'll need a roll call, and this is to table it and to continue and the public hearing will be when, Madam Clerk?
March 25th.
Okay.
March 25th will be the public hearing on this ordinance if the motion passes.
Okay. I'll need a roll call, you just said?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay.
Councilmember Baptani.
Yes.
Vieira.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt.
Yes.
Mayor Anthony.
Yes. So that'll be on the 25th.
March 25th.
Great, thank you. All right, next ordinance.
Ordinance 8-2024, amending and supplementing Chapter 170-91 fences.
Mayor,
Motion
need a
op-
motion to open the public hearing?
Motion to open public comments for public hearing. Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Anyone here for that ordinance? What
Motion,
about-
motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Second? All right. Oh, any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to move ordinance 082-20-24.
Second.
Any discussion from council? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Baptani.
Yes.
Vieira.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt.
Yes.
Mayor Anthony.
Yes. All right. Council,
So the mayor and deputy mayor recuse themselves from this this ordinance. Madam Clerk, could you please read ordinance 10-2024 by title?
Yes, ordinance 10-2024, authorizing the purchase and sale agreement with Brightview.
Is there a motion to introduce this ordinance and set a public hearing date?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion? If not, roll call.
Councilmember Baptani.
I have a couple of points for discussion. Is that what we do now?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
you
when we
wanted
ask for
comments?
discussion. Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Yes,
So I think a first question maybe goes to Barry. I think, are these two related, if you can help us understand, 10 and 11?
They're related, obviously, to the same project. They're separate, not necessarily related in terms of interrelated. The ordinances, the first ordinance relates to, which we've discussed before, the sale of a strip of land at the north end of Town Hall to provide sufficient parking on site, which the DEP enhanced regulations compress the site next door. The second ordinance is the financial agreement under the long-term tax exemption statute. So while they both relate to the same project, they are not related necessarily to each other.
Thank you, Barry. And I did engage with the Brightview to understand this better. I found them to be very cooperative, understanding kind of partners, but also do have some questions as a follow-up, right? So one is 10 and 11, are they linked together? Meaning if one has to pass for the other, how are we making sure on this?
Well, for the project to proceed, they both need to pass. They're not linked in the sense of the timing of them, but it's important. I think this has been going on for quite a bit. So both of these are critical to allow that project to go forward, which of course then in turn allows the new YMCA project to move forward. And I would note as well, which I did in the memo, but for the benefit of the public as well, on the financial agreement, thanks to our new council member, Botani's involvement in that, we were able to negotiate with the developer and actually enhance some of the terms to the benefit of the town. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Barry. And one other thing, in terms of the sale of the property, that's separate, meaning for the skateboard park.
Yeah, that's the first ordinance, and as we discussed and is contained in both the redeveloper agreement and the ordinance authorizes the purchase and sale agreement, that would not occur until such time as they are far enough in the process that they're going to go demolish that, which then provides us with ample time, probably 2 years, to go identify the site, do whatever we need to do to construct the replacement, and again, the proceeds of sale will cover the cost of that.
Yeah, thank you. And I said final, but one more, final. About the credits for fair share housing. This is a proposal for an assisted living.
Correct.
If we can explore that, see what is that
Yeah,
we are bringing
generally-
back to the community.
Yeah,
Because
generally
this
we-
replaces the apartment buildings,
Correct.
basically, right?
And,
If we get the credit.
As we have for the most recent one is Sunrise. The way co and fair share and affordable housing, there are certain Medicare eligible, Medicaid eligible units in assisted, if there, whatever number of those are with, that's how the credits are done. It's not like conventional apartments.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a key benefit I would be looking for as we
Sure.
continue to have these conversations. So thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Mayor, I have a comment as well.
Sorry, Mayor's recused.
Oh, Mayor, okay. Chair, I have a comment as well.
Attorney, councilman, counselor.
I want to thank Councilman Bhutani, who's just here, you know, he still has the brand-new councilman smell on him, and has made an invaluable, he has an invaluable contribution in this project. You made it a better agreement for the town, and we really have already benefited from the skill and knowledge that you bring to your position, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Councilman.
Jared, I was going to hold my comments, but since others have made comments, I'm going to make a comment, but I'm probably going to make the same comment if this does pass. You know what? Livingston had 2 properties that have not paid taxes for many, 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 many years. You had the YMCA, and you also had the church across the street that did not pay taxes. And at one point, the YMCA, which is a part of our community, there's no doubt about that, needed a larger space. And all of a sudden, the church across the street, which had not been paying taxes, was for sale, and the Y had decided to go and purchase that. But of course, their purchase is contingent upon the sale of their property. And with that said, you know, if this sale doesn't go through, there has been talk about the Y leaving Livingston, and we just can't have that. But what else is there is we're putting one property, the old YMCA, back on the tax rolls. Yes, it definitely will be revenue producing. However, why don't you look at it this way also? Should this not pass, okay, the Y has already indicated that they need a larger building. They want to move out of town if that's the case, okay? So at that point, you have the old YMCA, and then you have the church that now go back on the market for a private developer to actually come in and put buildings and housing on it. And you know what? We're tired of it, okay? We cannot allow that to happen. So, you know, that's where my vote is going to be, is just to make sure that these 2 properties are safe and sound from builders. Thank you, Chair.
Any further comment from council? Madam
I
Clerk?
would just say, I didn't want to get into it either, but I completely echo Councilman Vieira's comments. This is a very wise decision by the council to move forward, in my opinion. on
Yeah, I
this.
think that's where the credit comes in, right? Which is key to keep that in mind. What other benefits that we are, beyond fiscal benefits, beyond benefits of taxing that we are bringing for the township? I think that's where this whole project is going to be, should be looked at from a more holistic perspective.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Buptani,
Yes.
Viera,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
And the hearing will be March 25th, 2024.
Madam Clerk, could you please read ordinance 11-2024 by title?
Ordinance 11-2024, authorizing financial agreement and LTTE application.
Is there a motion to introduce and set a public hearing?
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
I think I asked my questions and 11 as well in the previous one, so I'm good.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Buptani,
Yes.
Viera,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
The public hearing date?
March 25th.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. I think that brings us to the consent agenda for resolutions. All matters listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Is there anyone who wants to pull any of the resolutions for separate? Yeah, we are pulling 24-107, and I think that's the only one we're pulling.
We're pulling it from the agenda. It's not going to be
Completely,
voted on.
yeah, not just from consent.
Right.
So, Madam Clerk, please read the resolutions. Record, please.
Thank you. Resolution 24-106, approving the bid budget 2024. Resolution 24-108, appointment of Anurag Raklani. Resolution 24-109, appointment of Chitra Raklani. Resolution 24-110, appointment of Chankal Kala. Resolution 24-111, appointment of Amanda Jones. Resolution 24-112, authorizing the award of a contract to Shagar Property Services, Inc. Resolution 24-113, authorizing the award of a contract to Mott McDonald LLC. Resolution 24-114, authorizing the award of a contract to Scafar Contracting, Wells 10 and 12. Resolution 24-115, authorizing the award of a contract to M2 Associates. Resolution 24-116, authorizing the award of a contract to Stanzial Construction, LLC. Resolution 24-117, awarding a contract as an extraordinary unspecifiable service for pre-loss disaster planning and control assessment services to Service Master by Timeless. Resolution 24-118, authorizing an emergency contract with Ishia Corp. Resolution 24-119, approving collective negotiations agreement with International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Chauffeurs, Warehousemen, and Helpers of America Local Number 469.
Motion to approve everything as read on the consent agenda?
Second.
Any discussion?
I would just say generally, this is,
Yes.
sorry?
Well, Madam Clerk's right. I mean, I think we're supposed to poll anything we want to discuss separately.
so we
but-
just-
But
I
you
can
can, but I
I can
mean,
comment
you'll have
after, it's not a
comment.
problem.
Are you sure? But Councilman, if you want to comment.
I was just going to say, several of these resolutions are appointments of great volunteers to our committees, and I just want to say thanks to Amanda and Chanchal and Anurag and Chitra from on behalf of the whole council. We really appreciate when our volunteers step up, and thanks to you folks for putting your names forward. We appreciate it.
All in favor?
Roll call.
Yep.
Councilmember Buptani,
Yes.
Viera,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinhardt,
Yes.
Mayor Anthony.
Yes. All right, we're up to the public portion.
Motion to open the meeting to public portion?
Second.
Any opposed? All in favor? All right.
Hi, Mr. Mayor, Justin Alper, 56 Amherst. Just to follow up on the points that we were discussing before in 1024 and 1124, taxes are not the sole value to the community. You also have to look at cash flows. What cash flows will they be drawing out of the community? The other thing that you have to look at is jobs to the community. The place next door doesn't actually provide any jobs to the community. It's people who get on and off the bus from the inner city and come here to work there. We can do a better job than that. Secondly, the big news in the state today was the Democrats in Trenton gutting the Open Public Records Act. And the public and the press fairly universally came out against it, but the Democrats passed it anyway. Other politicians across the state spoke up, notably Mayor Fulop spoke up, as well as Mayor Baraka and other officials, our own Congresswoman spoke up against this. It's not too late. This council can speak up for Oprah and for good open governance, and it would mean a lot if it came from Livingston. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Justin. Anyone else? Tim?
Tim Foley, 16 Mount Pleasant Parkway. My mother-in-law is having a lot of problems with her two neighbors. And my wife has emailed the zoning and multiple other people inside town. Is that the best way to really to get some things resolved? And it's all minor stuff, major to her, but minor into any extent. But I believe, Russ, I think you talked to my mother-in-law, Nancy Jancoetto.
To the property maintenance on
Okay.
the garbage stuff.
The garbage stuff, I mean, there's a big 20-gallon dumpster right on the property that looks ugly. She's looking at her backyard. That's one incident. And then the synagogue behind her, taking down brush, putting up a fence with no permits. And again, there was an agreement before the synagogue was even built on Mount Pleasant Avenue, because their rear yard abuts them, that there's supposed to be some sort of barrier. It could be fence, it could be brush, and it was all brush. You couldn't even see the parking lot, and they took it all down to try to clean it up, repave it, because they bought some of the piece of the property that they repaved it for their parking lot. And they didn't put the proper fence back up or any type of barrier that there was an agreement. So I'm just wondering, who else can I?
She didn't mention the synagogue.
Well, right now, she's complaining about that, but
Yeah.
we're still kind of talking to the synagogue. I'm hoping we can work this out. Again, they didn't pull any permits for the fencing that they put up. So, but we want the fence up properly, not the way they put it up. Some of it's on her property also. So, again, talking to the synagogue, you got to go through some channels. And it's been an issue. This happened last spring. So it's been almost a year. So, and then we're going through the talks, and then the unfortunate situation, October 7th happened, so we kind of let it go because we didn't want to bring anything up, because that was a major deal to the Jewish community. That's it. I'm just,
So the fence is actually on their fence is on your mother-in-law's property?
yes.
Okay. We should definitely look into that.
So
We should get down to, do we know the address?
it goes half the property, then comes into their garage.
100%. Do we have Tim's mother-in-law's address to go send somebody out there?
16 South Mitchell.
South Mitchell, yeah.
Okay, great. So we should definitely send somebody out there.
The house with the little castles in front of it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, but it was great. We should definitely send somebody out there.
All right.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, Tim. Anyone else will comment?
Motion No? Motion to close public portion of the meeting?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. All right, we're up to reports of township officials and council members. Ann, anything?
I do, actually. I have some really good news that the auditors are finished with the financials as of today. So we'll be scheduling our meetings for the budget, and they're about a month early, so that's very good news.
That's great. With the department heads, those meetings?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll get in touch with you with dates and
For
everything.
dates.
Lori will, when she gets back next week.
fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you, yeah, yeah, it's great to hear. Adam, anything? No.
Nothing for the meeting.
Just one quick one. I'll have a couple for closed session, but, and this, we can have a more robust discussion when we go back in conference. But I did send out, we did receive 10 responses to the open space RFP. A lot of good qualified firms in there. We're at the stage where we now narrow it down to 3 to bring in for interviews. So as I mentioned in the memo, I did want to discuss with the council potentially some participation by, can't obviously be more than 2 council members participating in that process, but that covers the Strawman, potential Strawman 2, Licari, and Orchard Hill.
Okay, thank you, Barry. Yeah, that's great. Russ?
Nothing tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, great. And Jared?
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing tonight, and I don't have anything for closed.
You don't, okay. Did Barry?
Mr.
have
Lewis,
something?
did you have something for closed?
Affordable housing, attorney-client privilege, contract negotiation.
What property?
There's a number of properties that are involved in terms of potential on Hobart Gap and North Livingston Avenue.
Okay. Good, Jared? That was it?
That's all, Mayor. Nothing
All
tonight.
right, great,
Thank you.
thanks. Carol?
Nothing from me, Mayor, thank you.
All right, Caton?
Sure, a couple of things. I think I'm looking forward to have, I think part of the community is celebrating Ramadan, so I just want to wish them happy Ramadan, and we are having crescent moon lighting middle of week upcoming, and also next weekend, happy St. Patrick's Day. A couple of our folks did participate in West Orange in the parade, and those all green already, so that's looking forward to that. One other note I would like to make is the lot of news about the Cinderella production. I know it's a school thing, but it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing that, and I hope our residents take notice of that. And Barry, to the open space, I'm really looking forward to have some biking trails and walking trails and all of that. Being a biker, I can't wait for the weather to open up and start biking, so that's all.
Great, thanks, Caton. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. I too want to wish those in our community who celebrate a blessed Ramadan. I also want to mention that Livingston Unico has their annual Person of the Year, and this year is Rudy Fernandez, our former mayor, is the honoree, and he'll be honored on Sunday, April 21st at Hanover Manor. And if you're interested, contact the Livingston Unico for further information. I also want to congratulate Police Officer Joe Winnick on his recent retirement and thank him for all of his services through the many years. And I do want to finally congratulate our grants consultant and our fire department. We've received an American Rescue Plan grant just recently, and excited about that. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Michael. Sean?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple things from me. There is I think it's either second, third event by the Wolin family. They're doing a baseball bat demo day, which is going to be March 16th. This is this Saturday, starting at 3 o'clock. And essentially, Rawlings is going to come in. They may have some high-tech batting equipment, and they're going to put these bats in the hands of kids who are looking to test out the latest equipment. I know there's going to be some donations by the companies to the Little League, and if you have old equipment in your house that you want to donate, it's also being used as a fundraiser to raise equipment funds for kids who are less privileged. So that is going to be March 16th at 3 o'clock over at Congressional Field. And I also want to say thanks to Pat Ippolito, who's been working with the Wolin family to help put this event on. It should be great. Lots of kids there, lots of cool things to do. So that's that. And then the second thing I want to talk about is I've had a number of people reach out about doing another Pick It Up Livingston trash cleanup this year. There's a lot of debris all over the town because of all the wind and rain that we've had. And if you are interested in participating in Pick It Up Livingston this year, we don't have a date formalized yet. We're thinking about what date we're going to do it, but it should be in the next couple of months. Please reach out, and we can make sure that we use your helpful hands. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor?
Thank you very much. Just following up on what a few other people have mentioned earlier, wishing everybody a very blessed Ramadan, a very happy St. Patrick's Day, and of course, my other favorite sport, my favorite sport is congratulating the U.S. women's national soccer team, who won 1-0 against Brazil yesterday in the first Copa tournament ever played. So congratulations to the U.S. women's.
All right, cool. Real quick, just a few things that were mentioned before. Blessed Ramadan and happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Barry, thanks for the open space RFPs. That's great news, and great news on the timeline for the budget. Few other things. I want to thank the Board of Ed and all the teachers. A few of us had a chance to participate in Read Across America Day. Always great that the schools invite us in to read to the kids. Collins School, Burnett Hill, a few others, of course. We also, Ed, you and I had a chance to speak to the Democratic Club at the Livingston High School. That was a lot of fun. So we spent some time with the kids this week, so that was great. Councilman Klein had mentioned, thank you so much for all the people stepping up. We appointed four more people tonight to volunteer organizations in town, and the list is terrific, and thank you so much for everyone. We've appointed probably a few different times this year already, so thank you everyone for continuing to step up. Councilman Vieira, congratulated Joe Winnick. I'll join on that as well. And let's see, I think that's it. Okay,
Mayor, can I
thank
add
you.
just one more
Yes.
thing to what you said? Not only do we speak to the Young Democratic Club at Livingston High School, but we did not know until it was brought out that the head of the Young Republican Party was there as well in the audience.
Yes.
And it was great to have both sides.
Bipartisanship.
Bipartisan meeting. And it was great to see both sides. And it's great to see the participation of the high school students in both sides of the democratic process. So thank you.
It was a terrific discussion, too. Yeah, always nice going to the high school. Anything else? No? All right,
So we're going to go back
continuing.
into conference. There'll be no further formal action taken except for the closed session resolution, which will be passed and may be subject to amendment based on what happens in conference.
Great. Thank you. Going back in there.